On the news, several persons feared dead as tanker explodes following collision in Kaduna State. Over 100 terrorists killed in coordinated NAF air ground operation in Zamfara State. And NCAA responds to surge in air passenger rage incidents, vows stricter enforcement measures. It's a pleasure to have you with us on News Now. I am Simisola Adigun. In a tragic development, several people have been reported dead after a fuel-laden tanker exploded on Monday morning in the Dan Magaji area of Zaria, Kaduna State. According to counter-insurgency publication Zagazola Makama, the accident, which occurred at about 8:30 a.m. near Rochas Foundation School along the Kaduna-Kano Expressway bypass, involved two tankers and two passenger-filled golf cars. Although authorities have yet to confirm the exact number of casualties, emergency services, including the fire department and security agencies, have cordoned off the scene. Motorists and pedestrians have been advised to avoid the route as rescue and recovery operations continue. Following the recent airport altercation involving musician Wasiu Ayinde, another passenger, Comfort Emerson, who allegedly assaulted airline officials on an Ibom air flight from Uyo to Lagos, has reportedly been charged to court. Videos circulating on social media show an enraged Emerson attacking flight attendant on an Ibom airplane and confronting airport security officials. Ibom Air Management confirmed that the incident began shortly before takeoff from Uyo when the passenger, Comfort Emerson, refused to comply with standard aviation safety procedures requiring all mobile devices to be switched off. According to the airline, a fellow passenger beside her switched off the phone, prompting an aggressive verbal outburst from Emerson. In a statement on Monday, Ibom Air blamed the incident on an unruly passenger, stating that her conduct posed a serious security threat to the safety of the crew, passengers, and the aircraft. It added that the passenger will no longer be permitted to fly on any of its aircrafts. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has now reacted to the incident, saying enforcement action will soon become more frequent in Nigerian airports as unruly conduct by passengers becomes rampant. Let's now have reactions to this development. I'm joined by a public affairs analyst, Mr. Adewale Ajadi. Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Ajadi. This altercation comes less than a week after the Value Jet versus Kwam incident. Now, where do you think the problem lies? Would you say that airlines are, becoming lax in their enforcement of certain instructions, like, switching off mobile phones, as was the case with the female passenger in Ibom Air, Comfort Emerson?
Well, you could say they're trying their best, but we're dealing with the behavior that have become choice across the country, where people have to resort to violence to assert their position. Unfortunately, the phone is one of the areas where we don't follow the instructions of the staff of airlines. It's obvious when you travel in Nigeria, you see people refuse to switch off their phones, no matter what they're instructed to do. And I suspect that we have a small problem with the effect of phones in people's brains, because there's really no justification to put everybody else at risk because you want to use your phone.
The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority has now reacted to the incident, saying enforcement action will soon become more frequent, in Nigerian airports. Now, what actions do you think the NCAA should take, going forward?
Well, I would start with explaining and putting across the airport the rules and etiquettes of flying and why they are in place. People don't switch off their mobile phones often because they kind of think that it's not significant or important, and that all the issues about safety are not relevant. The second thing is that there's a certain arrogance with people who start flying to say, well, okay, I'm flying, so you adapt to me. I'm paying for traveling, so you should adapt to me. We do it locally and we do it internationally. So this needs to be the whole etiquette of how you fly, when you fly, and all of those things needs to be the orientation and teaching people have to have. And I think the final point is to make sure that enforcement is all round. You don't skip some people and let them use their phones because you're either intimidated by their status or everything. Make sure everybody switches off their phones.
Moving on security matters, the Nigerian Air Force High Command has disclosed that troops under Operation Fasanyama has killed several terrorist kingpins and bandits in a coordinated air and ground assault on Makakari Forest in Zamfara State. In a statement made available to defense correspondents in Abuja by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Headquarters, Nigeria Air Force, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, the airstrike was conducted on Sunday, August 10, after intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance had confirmed the movement of over 400 bandits planning to invade a farming community in the area. Ejodame disclosed the operation involved precision airstrikes and ground assaults, resulting in the deaths of several notorious kingpins and scores of soldiers. Well, moving on, 5 men accused of carrying out the June 5, 2022 terrorist attack on St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State have pledged not guilty before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The suspects were arraigned on Monday before Justice Emeka Nwite following their indictment by the federal government. After the arraignment, the prosecution requested that the defendants be remanded in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS, pending the commencement of trial. The defense did not oppose the motion but asked the court to ensure the DSS grants both legal counsel and family members access to the accused. The prosecution assures the court that the DSS will comply with all legal provisions regarding access.
Pleaded with the court to please order them that each time we come to see them, we should be allowed.
So are you filing any civil action as to illegal detention?
We are jumping the not now, not now, until after the outcome of the judgment, and by His grace we believe they will be discharged and acquitted, and then we know what to do.
Why do you feel for so long you've not been arraigned? Yes, sir. Your full name.
Abdullah Awwal Muhammad Esquire.
Okay. The charges have been read to your clients and they are all pleaded not guilty. How ready are you for this trial?
Oh, as they say it, they are not guilty. So it stands. The court will not decide.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, come on, very, very ready. That's why we're so grateful they gave us next week. I'm going to see how the DSS will be prepared.
Sir, 2022.
Yes, sir.
No fewer than 12 people, including 3 children, have been confirmed dead and over 800 farmland submerged in a flood that ravaged a plantain plantation in Enohia Itim, Afikpo local government area of Ebonyi State. In a statement on Monday, the public relations officer of the council, Sunday Nkama, disclosed that 3 bodies have been recovered while 5 are still missing. According to the statement, the incident, which occurred on Friday, August 1, 2025, resulted from severe rainfall that led to a flood disaster causing widespread destruction. Meanwhile, the chairman of Afikpo local government area, Timothy Nwachi, has assured authorities will do everything humanly possible to prevent a recurrence, while urging residents still living in flood-prone areas to relocate to safer ground. Let's head to Borno State, where amid growing concerns over frequent flooding and its devastating impact on lives and property, a young innovator is making headlines with a locally developed solution. 15-year-old Mohammed Kaumi Bashir has designed a flood detection device aimed at providing early warning signals to help prevent loss of lives during flood disasters. TV360 correspondent Solomon Josiah has more on this story.
He emerged from his room clutching his invention. He set it up on the dining table to demonstrate just how his flood detector works. Mohammed Kaumi Bashir flood detector is not a finished work yet, but it holds a lot of promise and potential. And that's what he wants us to see. The innovation follows months of research, trials and adjustment. Mohammed says the device is engineered to sense rising water levels and automatically trigger alerts. It is a technology he believes can be installed in flood-prone areas to give residents timely information and enhance preparedness. Most of the components that makes up the device were locally sourced.
I'm the one that made the flood detector, and considering the fact that there is a lot of flood disaster in Borno, these are some of the reasons that made me to come up with this innovation. Flood detector is a tool for early warning. Some of the benefits are environmental protection, infrastructure protection, and it serves as an early warning system. And there is a time our house is located near the river, and I was afraid if the water reaches our home. And I don't want to see loss of life and properties.
Even though it's still not the finished article yet, Mohammed remains determined to take it to the finish line and help vulnerable communities across Borno State.
I don't want to see the loss of life and properties, and I want, if I have the time, I want to make a flood detector that will indicate citizens whether flood is coming or not, to show the level of water. If it is the red level, everyone will get a shelter to keep himself safe.
Despite spending time on his innovation, Mohammed continues to excel academically, something that fills his father with pride. He urged relevant authorities and stakeholders to support young talent like his son, who are harnessing creativity to tackle real societal challenges.
I've been a very curious kid, even from when he was a toddler. He likes experimenting things and always want to know how things work. He has done other inventions like generating electricity with battery to give to charge his mother's phone and little appliances at home previously. And now, 2 years ago, he invented the flood detector. You know, when he was doing the flood detector, he came over and asked for some items that he wants to buy, of which we assist him with it. And to my surprise, I saw that he came up with a flood detector even before the flood in Maiduguri. That was like 2023.
With Borno State experiencing unusually heavy rain as a result of climate change, Mohammed's innovation could just be the local solution that could help keep people safe. It also stands as a testament to the power of young minds in building safer, more resilient communities. Solomon Josiah, TV360, Borno.
And the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has scheduled the by-election for the Anambra Central Senatorial District to hold on Saturday, August 16, 2025. The election is being conducted to fill the vacant seat left by the late Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Ubah, who died a year ago. In preparation, the All Progressives Congress APC, which produced the late senator, has launched a full-scale campaign for its candidate Azuka Okwosa. Leading the campaign efforts is the APC governorship candidate for the upcoming November 8 Anambra governorship election, Nicholas Ukachukwu. He was joined at a recent rally by key party figures, including the APC state chairman Basil Ejidike and other party stewards. Well, it's time for a break. When news now returns, dozens of soldiers in Mali arrested over alleged coup plot against the junta. Stay with us for details. Welcome back. Here's a recap of our main stories. Several people have been reported dead after a fuel-laden tanker exploded on Monday morning in the Dan Magaji area of Zaria, Kaduna State. According to counter-insurgency publications Agazola Makama, the accident, which occurred at about 8:30 a.m. near Rochester Foundation School along Kaduna-Kano Expressway bypass, involved 2 tankers and 2 passenger-filled Golf cars. We also told you that the Nigerian Air Force High Command has disclosed that troops under Operation Fasanyama had killed several terrorist kingpins and bandits in a coordinated air and ground assault on Makakari Forest in Zamfara State. In a statement made available to defense correspondents in Abuja by the Director of Public Relations and Information Headquarters, Nigeria Air Force, Air Commodore Ehiman Ejodame, the operation involved precision airstrikes and ground assaults, resulting in the deaths of several notorious kingpins and scores of their foot soldiers. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins, so for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on X, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Well, let's join Okwemi Owosheni for more stories in the world of business. Over to you, Okwemi.
Thank you, Simi, and welcome to Business News. Nigerian states have collectively spent approximately 235.58 billion naira servicing external debt obligations in the first 6 months of 2025. Now, this is according to an analysis of data from the Federal Account Allocation Committee disbursement recently published by the National Bureau of Statistics. This significant expenditure marks a sharp increase of 95.6 billion naira when compared to the 139.92 billion naira recorded in the same period of 2024. Still in the world of business, the Nigerian government has launched a national electronic fiscal system to modernize tax administration, reduce evasion, and improve transparency in revenue collection. The Federal Inland Revenue Service confirmed that the platform, featuring an e-invoicing solution called the Merchant Buyer System, was officially launched on August 1, 2025, following a successful pilot phase that began in November 2024. Meanwhile, FIRS Media Advisor Dari Adekombi revealed that within 2 weeks of the launch, 1,000 companies representing 20% of the over 5,000 eligible firms had adopted the platform. It's time for a short break now, but we'll be back with update from the stock markets. Welcome back. Nigeria's equities market bounced from the loss recorded last week to increase by 0.13% on the first weekday of trading. We see 129 equities participating in trading, ending on a positive note as 41 stocks advanced and 40 stocks declined. Now, Stanbic IBTC holders led the gainers with a 10% share price appreciation to close at 111 naira 10 kobo per share. It was followed closely by the Initiate, which closed at 13 naira 20 kobo. Now, at the close of trading on the first weekday on the Nigerian exchange, we see investors exchanging 2 billion shares valued at 19 billion naira across 40,425 deals. Now, when we compare this with the previous NGX trading day, that's Friday, the 8th of August, today's data shows 5% decline in volume, 40% decline in turnover, but 15% improvement in the number of deals. Now, moving on to our global stocks, it's a day of mixed trading as the UK FTSE advanced and Japan's Nikkei remained unchanged because of the Mountain Day public holiday being celebrated. US Dow Jones, however, closed on the bearish, reducing slightly by 0.047%. Now, back home on the currency front, we see the Naira slightly appreciating in the parallel market to trade at 1,555 Naira to the US dollar, 2,100 Naira to the British pound, and 1,785 Naira to the euro. And that's it on both business and stock market updates. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Okwayemi, for that update on the foreign scene. Dozens of soldiers in Mali have been arrested on suspicion of plotting to overthrow the country's military leadership. According to reports, the arrests reportedly took place overnight and are expected to continue, highlighting escalating tensions within the ruling military government. These developments come amid reports of a worsening jihadist insurgency in northern Mali, which appears to be gaining ground. Authorities have yet to issue any official statements regarding the arrests. An outpouring of grief and condemnation has erupted following the Israeli drone strike that killed 5 Al Jazeera journalists in Gaza, including the renowned correspondent Anas Al-Sharif. The attack, which occurred late on Sunday, targeted a journalist's tent outside the main gate of Gaza City Al-Shifa hospital, resulting in the deaths of 7 individuals. The strike has drawn widespread international outrage, with media organizations, human rights groups, and governments condemning the attack as a blatant violation of press freedom and a breach of international humanitarian law. On sports, the newly appointed assistant coach of Shooting Stars Sports Club 3SC Badon, Akin Olowokere, has died on the training pitch. According to a club statement, Olowokere slumped and passed away on Monday morning while the Oluyole Warriors were in the middle of their drills. Despite immediate medical attention and a swift transfer to a nearby hospital, he was pronounced dead on arrival. His unexpected passing has sent shockwaves through the club and the wider Nigerian football community, leaving a significant void in 3SC's coaching staff. And finally, Nigeria's senior men's basketball team, the Tigers, have landed in Luanda, the Angolan capital, in preparation for the highly anticipated 2025 FIBA AfroBasket tournament, which kicks off on Tuesday. The team's final 12-player roster was unveiled last Saturday before their departure for the quadrennial Continental Championship running from August 12 to 24. Leading the squad is seasoned NBA shooting guard Josh Okogie, currently playing for the Houston Rockets in the Western Conference. And that's it on News Now. Many thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time.